Hello everyone, I am Srinivas. Welcome to my channel. We started discussing about the chapter heat and now we are in class 3 of this chapter. In this class, we'll discuss about the very important topic specific heat. Guys, please subscribe to my channel. Do like this video and also share this video. For new notifications, click on the bell icon. Let's get started. To understand the specific heat, let us recall the simple activity that we performed in our class 1. We got a wooden piece and an iron piece. We kept these both in a refrigerator for the same time. And after that, we can feel this iron piece as much colder than that of the wooden piece. Actually, I placed these both in the same refrigerator and for the same time. But this iron piece is much colder than the wooden piece. Why is it so? The answer is specific heat of those materials, and you'll come to understand this at the end of this topic. So please stay till the end of this topic. Consider one more example. We can usually observe this. Okay, you can regularly observe this. On a hot day, when you place your hand in some sand, you'll be feeling much hotter than that of the water which is lying over there. Isn't it? Actually, these both are in the same sunlight for the same time, but the sand is much hotter than that of the water. Here also, the reason is specific heat of these materials, and I'll make you understand this at the end of this topic. So let us discuss about the definition for specific heat. It is the amount of heat that is required to raise the temperature of unit mass of a substance by 1 degree centigrade. Means what? Consider unit mass of a substance. I am taking 1 gram of water. I am taking 1 gram water. And the temperature, let us assume 35 degrees C. And now I want to change the temperature of water from 35 degree by 1 degree. Means I want to raise its temperature by 1 degree so that temperature becomes 36 degrees Celsius. How much I am changing its temperature? 1 degree C I want to change. To change its temperature by 1 degree C, I need to supply some heat energy. How much is that heat energy? That is nothing but its specific heat. Okay, if we take any material of 1 gram mass, to change its temperature by 1 degree Celsius, we need to supply a fixed amount of heat to that material. That is nothing but its specific heat. Every material will have its own specific heat. See, water requires some heat to raise its temperature by 1 degree, whereas sand might require some other amount of heat. Wood may require some other amount of heat. So every material will have its own specific heat value and it depends on the nature of that material. Let us derive the formula for specific heat. So to derive this formula, I am introducing you few terms. Here M means the mass of a body. So we know that we measure mass in CGS and SI. The CGS units are grams and the SI units are kilogram. We know 1 kilogram means 1000 grams. T1 is the initial temperature of the body. T2 is final temperature of the body. See, if I am taking a body from T1 degrees and I am heating it now. If I am heating it, its temperature will changes no to some other temperature. That will be its final temperature T2. Okay. So T1 is the initial temperature from which temperature we are taking the body. T2 is final temperature of the body after heating. So by how many degree we changed the temperature? That is nothing but change in temperature T2 minus T1. T2 is final, T1 is initial. So this is the change, that is delta T. So delta T represents how much is the change before heating and after heating. So to derive the formula, I am considering two cases. So in the case 1, what I am doing? I am taking 2 containers filled with water. In container A, I am taking 25 grams of water whose initial temperature is 35 degrees Celsius. In container B, I am taking 50 grams of water whose initial temperature is 35 degree Celsius. Here the mass is 25, here the mass is 50. That's why I represented it as different masses. So these two are having different masses. Now the water in A, I will be heating it and I want to make it to a new temperature of 60 degrees Celsius. And in B also, I want to convert temperature of that water to 60 degree. So here if you compare 35 to 60, 35 to 60, how much is the change? We are doing delta T, that is T2 minus T1, 60 minus 35, we are getting it as 25. So you want to change water in A by 25 degrees C. And also the change in temperature for water in B is also 25 degree. Here the change in temperature is constant. Okay. So my aim is I want to take two different masses, but I want to have the same change in the temperature. So to do this change, I am supplying Q1 amount of heat to the water in A and I am supplying Q2 amount of heat to the water in B. Obviously, as the mass of water is large in the container B, it will take more heat to have the same change in temperature. Here both are changed by same degree, but due to large mass, B requires large amount of heat. So I can say Q is proportional to M. The heat that is supplied to the system is directly proportional to the mass of that system when delta T is the constant. So consider this as our equation 1. Now in case 2, we are taking constant mass, but now we are having different change in temperatures. So in container A I am having 50 grams of water, in container B also I am having 50 grams of water. Same mass, that means constant mass I am taking. And in T1, the temperature of water initially is 35 degrees C, whereas for water in B, the initial temperature is also 35. Now, I want to change the temperature of water in A from 35 to 60 so that there is a change of 25 degrees Celsius. And the water in container B, I want to change this from 35 degrees to 75 degrees C so that the change is 40 degrees Celsius. So here there is different changes in temperature, but the masses are same. Here, even though the mass is same, as the change in temperature required in container B is more, it will be taking more heat compared to that of water. Okay. So Q2 is more than Q1. So when the mass is constant, depending upon how much degree you need to change, you need to supply that amount of heat. So Q is directly proportional to delta T. Here Q means heat energy, delta T means the change in temperature. So for constant mass, high heat is required for high change in temperature. So we got two relations. So heat energy is directly proportional to the mass taken and heat is directly proportional to the changes in temperature. By combining these two, I can write the heat is directly proportional to the mass we taken and also for the change in temperature. So if I get Q and M by delta T to the same side, I am getting Q over M delta T is a constant. So this constant here is nothing but the constant heat required by a material for change of its temperature. It is nothing but specific heat S. So here this constant is specific heat S. Therefore, what is the formula for specific heat? S equals to Q divided by M delta T. So here S means specific heat of the material. Q means heat supplied to the material. M is mass of the material. Delta T is by how much degree you are changing its temperature. Now let's find the units for specific heat. Here we have the formula for specific heat, S equals to Q by M delta T. So it is heat, it is mass, it is temperature. So we need to know the units for these three quantities. So units for mass in CGS system is grams, in SI it is kilogram. For heat, the CGS units are calorie, and in SI system it is joule. For temperature, the CGS units are degrees Celsius or centigrades, and in SI these are kelvins. So now let us write the unit for specific heat. So Q means heat, heat is CGS, it is calorie, M is mass, in CGS it is grams, delta T temperature, it is in degree Celsius. So calorie per gram degree Celsius is the CGS unit for specific heat, calorie per gram degree Celsius. And in SI system we have joules for heat, for mass we are having kilograms, and for temperature it is Kelvin. So what is the SI unit for specific heat? Joule per kg Kelvin. So joule per kg Kelvin is the SI unit for specific heat. So here I have the various values for different materials. These are the specific heats. So for lead, mercury, brass, zinc, okay, these are different materials and their specific heats in say CGS and SI are given here. Here you can observe water is the material that is having the highest specific heat. Yes, in CGS it is having 1, in SI it is 4180 joule per kg Kelvin. So water is the material having highest specific heat. Remember, it is very important question. Which material is having highest specific heat? Water is having the highest specific heat. And what is its specific heat in CGS? It is 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius as well as 4180 joules per kg Kelvin. Material having high specific heat needs more heat to increase its temperature, and also it needs to reject large heat to decrease its temperature. When a body is cooling, it is rejecting its heat energy, and when a body is heating, it is gaining the heat energy. So consider this point. If a material is having high specific heat means it will be taking more heat to change its degree. Specific heat means heat required to change its temperature. So to change the temperature of a body, high specific material takes high amount of heat, as well as the body with high specific heat has to reject a large heat so that its temperature will decrease. So now you will be getting the clarity why the iron is more colder than that of wooden. Here the specific heat of wood is 0.42 calorie per gram degree Celsius, whereas for iron it is 0.115 calorie per gram degree Celsius. You can observe that the specific heat of iron is less. Iron is having less specific heat than that of wood. Okay, wood is having high specific heat than that of iron. So because of that reason, iron will get heated faster as well as iron will be cooled faster because it can gain the heat faster and it also rejects the heat faster. And why the sand is much hotter than water? See here, the specific heat of sand is 0.290 calorie per gram degree Celsius, and for water it is 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. So water is having high specific heat. It needs more energy to change its temperature. But sand, as its specific heat is less, even though it gets small amount of heat, it will changes its temperature. So it feels much hotter than that of the water. I hope you understand what is this specific heat. See, the specific heat plays a very crucial role in this heat chapter. So that is all for this video, friends. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video and also share this with your friends, and for new notifications click on the bell icon. In our next video We will discuss some problems so that you will understand what is the difference between heat and specific heat. If you are having any doubts, you can comment so that I can clear your doubt. Thanks for watching.